Hey, what's up, guys? Alex here. In this video, I'll share how to live purposely as a Christian through one simple thing that we can practice every day. If you want to wake up each day knowing what you're called to do and walk in that with confidence from God, listen up. To illustrate this point, allow me to use an example from nature. I haven't done one of these in a while, and so I was listening to this song and it made me think of this. Did you know that flowers reproduce through a process called pollination? The sun shines down on the flower, and then the flower opens up its petals, which is the first step to starting pollination. Now, bees can come by after that and then get covered in pollen and fly over to a female part of a different flower, thus initiating reproduction. And I want you to focus on this one fact. The light of the sun causes the flowers to open up due to light sensitivity. You see, flowers and Christians have this in common. Stay with me. Jesus, the Son of God, once said in John 8:12, I am the light of the world. And he has shined his light down on us. And what happens? We open up to him through prayer, obedience, surrender to the Father's will. And by doing so, we end up reproducing other Christians. But what happens, and this is the point I want to get to, what happens when we are no longer sensitive to his light? We become wilting flowers, needing more sunlight. Now, not all flowers have light sensitivity, so this is where the analogy breaks down, but allow me to press this even further. Being closed off, petals closed, means no pollination, no beautiful colored petals reflecting the light of the sun, no reproduction of other flowers. Jesus himself compares us to flowers in verses like Matthew 6:28 through 30. In those verses, he's saying we shouldn't worry because we're more valuable to God than flowers. Yet, look at how beautifully taken care of the flowers are by God. I mean, the flowers, they open up their petals in glorifying obedience to God. Shouldn't we open up our quote unquote petals to God? After all, isn't our sole purpose to reflect his light? Remember verses like Matthew 5:16, where he tells us to shine our light. We are called to shine his beauty to others. That sounds like a flower to me. And flowers reproduce. Isn't that what we're called to do in Matthew 28:19 when he says, go out into all the world and make disciples, reproduce, multiply? Likewise, just as flowers need water and nutrients to thrive, Christians need spiritual nourishment through prayer, Bible study, and fellowship. Different flowers have different colors and shapes, and they have different ways of reflecting God's diverse creation. Similarly, Christians have unique gifts and talents in order to offer those to service to God. So we are more like flowers than we care to admit, except when we don't open up to him. Are you listening, obeying, reading, praying, confessing your sins to God? Then you're missing out on precious opportunities, which means you're not shining your light, his beauty. You're not reproducing. Thus, you're not living purposefully. You need more sunlight. You are what I like to call a wilting flower. So what do? We step out into the sun. We remember what he's done for us, how good he's been to us. Remember the part in Matthew 6:30 where it says that flowers that are alive today but thrown into the oven tomorrow. What does that mean? It means that worthless dead flowers are burned when they aren't doing their job of reflecting the beauty of their creator or reproducing. That happened to Jesus on the cross. Although he was always doing his job, he was always obeying the will of God, he was treated as worthless and thrown away to die so you and I could live and have purpose, the purpose of glorifying God and reproducing other Christians. And 3 days later, he rose and shone brighter than the sun, more beautiful than all the universe's flowers combined. So, open up to him. Pray, confess, worship, study, stop missing church, be vulnerable with God, share what's on your heart, let him shine down on you and let him guide you. Let the petals of your life soak up the beauty of the gospel. So I have a question for you that I want you to answer in the comments. Where in your life do you need to open up to God? Where in your life do you need to open up to God? It may be studying, and I'm not talking about, studying for 2 hours a day. What if you just studied the Bible for 4 minutes, for 10 minutes? Me and my family, we've been doing this thing this week where I set a 10-minute timer on YouTube, and everyone that can read in the house grabs a devotional book or a Bible, and we just read for 10 minutes. And it's been so sweet. It's been so awesome just to look over it and see my young kids spending time with God. And it's only 10 minutes, but that's a powerful 10 minutes. It's enough to juice us up and give us what we need so we can go about our day. It's enough sunlight shining down on our hearts. Do you have a prayer closet or a prayer space or a prayer pillow? Some of us don't have an extra closet we can pray in to make it into a war room or a prayer room. But what if you just had like a pillow, just a pillow that you could just throw in the corner, and on that pillow is the pillow that you get on your knees and you worship God. That is a part of opening up yourself to the sunlight of God. Missing church, that's when we're worshiping and we're singing unto God. We're connecting to God through our voices, through opening up, raising our hands, singing together in a group. You're missing out if you're missing church. And so where do you need to open up yourself to God in your life? Where in your life do you need to open up yourself to God? You're not alone. You'll see that in the comments as we all confess that we're all kind of struggling in the same areas. But let's try to practice this week. And I pray that it helps. And if this video was encouraging to you, like, subscribe, turn on notifications so you do not miss an episode. I'm starting to post every Friday morning, Friday at 12 a.m. Hawaii Standard Time, because I live here in Hawaii. And yeah, so if you don't want to miss any videos or more stuff like this, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. With that said, I love you so much. I'll see you in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.